Hello and welcome to another FX Centrum daily market analysis. For today, I will go for our cross asset list. I will cover coffee market. I will speak about WTI, US 100, USD Japanese yen, pound dollar, euro dollar, US 30, gold market, dollar index, Bitcoin versus US dollar. So I will do so by using our FX Centrum platform. And let's begin with the coffee market. Still waiting for the breakout, so the coffee market is still trading in a pretty much defined trading range between the, let's say, support at 180.90 mark and resistance around 197.80 mark. We had an update yesterday with the close of the high, so pretty much close in the middle. And still, we didn't have any major breakout, so I'm still waiting for the breakout. In case of the downside breakout of 180.90 mark, there will be a potential chance for the drop towards 175.80 or 165.50. And in case of the break out of the resistance around 197.75, there will be a chance for 203 or 210 to be in the play. So far, consolidation for already a couple of months and waiting for the major breakout in this market, and that will be interesting if we can see that breakout. And sooner or later, we will see the breakout in this market. WTI is doing the pullback. This is something that I alerted yesterday about. Because when we had a close above the upper Bollinger Band on daily time frame, there was no follow through the very next day. That was a key sign of weakness, basically. That then we had a down day, and you can see here the market is trying and pulling back towards the recent swing highs. So we have this previous highs potential support around 80.75, but the middle Bollinger Band around 79.96. The thing here is now we have a stochastic oscillator. What we have is a fresh bear cross, and the fast line is sloping to the downside, and we had a down cross of the slow line. The slow line is sloping to the upside. So we had that kind of clear pullback that is happening on the WTI. But let's take a look at the lower time frames. We also had a close below the lower Bollinger Band on the 4-hour time frame. The slow line is sloping to the downside together with the fast line. So this is also a bearish indication, and there will be a chance from my perspective for at least one downside swing today, and probably retest of this 79.95 mark. Let's take a look at the hourly time frame. We don't see any major divergences, no exhaustions, no drifting. So yeah, this can just be a temporal consolidation, maybe for the market to get some contraction, consolidation on the hourly time frame, and then eventual downside breakout of 80.71 can lead the WTI towards 79.95 or even lower. So then the next, the bigger downside objective will be around, I will say, 79 mark. This is why it's very important to always go check day by day, because the things can change very fast on the markets. You can see market can start a break and then fade immediately after the very next or a couple of days, like we had here. Market started a breakout of upper Bollinger Band, went to 2 standard deviations, and then full pullback almost to the lower Bollinger Band. So that's the situation on WTI. If we speak about US 100, there was a test rejected upper Bollinger Band. That's not a good sign for the upside continuation, and so far we can see the downside reaction this morning. Fast line is pretty much in this overbought area around 80 plus mark. We have a flip to the downside on rate of change, and slow line is more like a neutral stance around the 50 mark. So there will be a chance for a pullback towards the middle Bollinger Band around 18,100. So basically what is happening is this post FOMC moment where there will be lots of the breakout traders. Seems like that they will be trapped if they're chasing those breakouts after the FOMC. And something similar I will cover on the gold market. So there was, I think, one big bull trap that happened post FOMC. And we have USD Japanese yen trading around the resistance at 151.70 mark. We have the 151, let's say 152 resistance in upper Bollinger Band and 152.24. Now you can see the slow line is sloping to the upside, with a fast line basically is pretty much overbought, but it's trying to pull back beat here and get closer to the slow line. So maybe there will be some potential here for the consolidation, but if not, if we see the breakout of 152, 152.20, then the next upside objective, I will say, will be set at 152.61 on USD versus Japanese yen. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Seems like contraction is happening here. The market is this middle Bollinger Band is sloping clearly to the upside, so maybe after some period of the contraction pullback, we have another push higher, and so we can see our upside objectives in play. Pound dollar did exactly what I alerted, what I warned yesterday. So there was an upside breakout on the 4-hour and there was no follow through. You can see one candle breakout, pretty climatic. So it's not that market had like consistency of holding around this upper Bollinger Band. And this was a key sign, so I will just mark this candle. And the very next candle's market just went flat, basically just neutral. So this was a key sign for me. Then there was a fresh bear cross on stochastic here, and that was a key sign for the downside potential and even full absorption of this candle, which I alerted yesterday on yesterday's update. And we can see where the price is now. Not just that we broke like this, I will say the FOMC candle on hourly time frame. We actually had this is what I like to see, the closing below the Bollinger Band, very clean, right? And not like a single candle and then just sideways. So we had a different, like 4, 5, 6 candles, a very nice consecutive supply, and then a natural pullback and like a bear flag on an hourly or a 30-minute, and then you can see the downside continuation. You can also see that bear flag on a 30-minute pretty well, and this tightness, and then the rebreak this morning. So dollar is increasing in power, dollar index, and we'll speak about that. And look at where we are in the daily time frame. We are around this lower Bollinger Band and the swing low, so 1.2600 mark. We have the swing low, and the lower Bollinger Band on the daily frame is 1.2595. But look at the slow line and the fast line. This is what I warned when we had the update. Probably lots of the traders got into this trap because they saw the market close on the high. Like it looked like that we can trade higher, but if you understand the context, and if you see like slow and fast lines, stochastic are sloping to the downside, and if you see like a signs of the like climatic action like this was a great area for the downside movement, and there we go. So the next area, as I said, is a 1 point lower Bollinger Band at 1.2595, but then we have actually key support area here, which is sitting around 1.2534 and 1.2520. I will not be surprised if we can see even that in next period. Look at the position of the slow line, it's just around the 50 mark. It's not that the slow line is like oversold or something like that at this point. So plenty of the room for the further downside movement. And Euro pretty much did pretty much like a same thing. We had a single candle breakout with no follow through, and then the strong break of this middle Bollinger Band, and then more and more like downside breakout and hold, and the bear flag this morning. And so this is like a pretty much perfect environment for the swing trading and even intraday trading. The support levels on euro dollar are set at 1.0787, 1.0775, lower Bollinger Band, and of course we have the key low all around 1.0701. You can also see here the slow line we're sloping to the downside, where the fast line just corrected on this FOMC day, and then we have a continuation of this downside movement. Is 30, we can see here that, let's take a look at the daily frame. We had two closings above the upper Bollinger Band, and this will be important to watch. I would like to see how the first pullback on the fast line will look like. Do we have like a big down move into the Bollinger Band, and the fast like the fast correction to the slow line? Slow line is sloping to the upside. or we have a still upside continuation. But for the upside continuation, I would like to see the re-break of this, I will say Bollinger Band high, 39,965. For anything meaningful to the downside, I would like to see break of the 39,635. We can see here on the hourly time frame that we have the slow line kind of building this bear divergences. So we can see here this higher high, the fast and slow line had a divergence. So we can see on the intraday time frame that we are building some divergence. There's some pullback, at least in the 4 hour, towards the middle Bollinger Band can be in the play. Middle Bollinger Band is around 39,400 mark. And now one of my favorites is as well gold market. So let's take a look at what we had here. So this is a classic climax after the FMC. We had a pretty climatic action on the gold, an all-time high. You can see those candles here. So we have one initial very wide spread of the bar, spread of the candle with no follow through next couple of bars, and then another big climax close in the middle when the market then went pretty flat. This is a key sign of weakness, and that this was this down move was a result of this whole price action at this point, and this is all happening on our all-time high. And you can see here then we had a close below the lower Bollinger Band, a natural pullback, and a downside continuation that is happening at this point. You can see how that looked like on a 30-minute time frame, pretty clean on the 30-minute time frame, 4 to 5 bars close, and then a natural pullback just to the middle Bollinger Band, or this contracted upper Bollinger Band, and then the downside continuation that is happening this morning. So, but where the gold can trade, at the minimum, I expect the gold to rotate lower to the middle Bollinger Band on the daily, 2146. But I will not be surprised even in the next period if the market can try and trade towards the lower Bollinger Band and the previous swing high area. So around, I will say around 2072, 2070 mark. Look at the big divergence on the daily time frame and the fast and slow line. When the market made a higher high, the slow line didn't even notice that, basically just sloping to the downside on the fast line as well. So this can be, from my perspective, this is a bigger trap for the buyers that happened like 2 trading days ago on FOMC day, and that this can be the big trap that can lead to some maybe a substantial downside move in next period towards lower Bollinger Band, or hold this consolidation low even area in the next period. Of course, it will take time for it to develop, and so, but that's a overall direction and the view that I have on the gold at this point. And now, speaking of the dollar index, so let's take a look at the daily time frame. Slow line is sloping to the upside of the fast line, just did the correction at this point, and we are getting closer to our upper Bollinger Band and potential swing high from the background. The upper Bollinger Band on the dollar index is at 104.40 so far at this point, and 104.93 as a previous swing high. So it seems like it's really holding well. Something similar we had here when we have hold this upside swing. Can we have another one? There is a definitely chance for that. Sell off on the dollar index didn't have a bigger power, just to retest to the lower Bollinger Band and then back up. So this is a strong sign of strength on the dollar index, and this is why also gold and pound is going lower, and gold is going lower, euro, and so on and so forth. And then we have a Bitcoin versus US dollar. So daily time frame, as you can see here, the slow line is clearly sloping to the downside. Let me just zoom in this. The fast line just corrected at this point. Weekly time frame, we have a kind of incredible volatility on this market, so there can be some very, very fast moves in the next period from my perspective. I will not be surprised if the Bitcoin will correct all the way down, at least towards the middle Bollinger Band and the previous consolidations, so 40, let's say 50,000 mark and 47,000 mark on the weekly time frame. So it will take time for that, but this can be the beginning of this change behavior from the bullish environment to the bearish environment. So far, and it's in a 4-hour time frame, a pretty neutral stance. We had some kind of break of supply trend line, but there was no follow through. On the hourly time frame, we can see we had actually breakdowns yesterday, and this can just be a temporal pullback for another downside move potentially. So that's my view, and that's the all for this FX Centrum daily market analysis. If you didn't visit our website, please you can do that. So fxcentrum.com. You can check our different promotions, open account in just a few clicks. You can check about the company and the full regulations. FXCTV, our technical analysis every day, trading ideas, different tutorials. Very soon we will introduce webinars and so on. So stay tuned and subscribe on our social media for the new updates, and have a good trading day.